September 1997, days after Diana's death, her last will and testament was brought to the royal courts. Sealed. Secret. But something was wrong. The will Diana signed in 1993 was 28 pages long. The will presented to court was only 18 pages. 10 pages were missing. What did Diana write that had to disappear? For 27 years, those 10 pages have been hidden. Tonight, we reveal what we know about the missing pages. 10 pieces of Diana's final wishes someone didn't want seen. Page 1, Secret Instructions to Paul Burrell. Paul Burrell was Diana's butler for 10 years, her closest confidant. In 2002, he was arrested for allegedly stealing Diana's possessions. During trial, he made a shocking claim about the Queen's warning. The trial collapsed, but Burrell revealed something else in 2003. Diana gave me specific instructions, things to do after her death. I kept certain items safe, things she didn't want found. What items? What instructions? Sources claim page 1 contained detailed instructions to Burrell about letters Diana had written, boxes of documents to preserve, evidence to release if anything happened to her. Diana knew she was in danger. She told multiple people she feared being killed. So she created insurance, letters, documents, recordings, given to the one person she trusted completely. Page 1 allegedly contained instructions for releasing this evidence, but that page disappeared, and Burrell has spent 27 years carefully choosing what to reveal. Page 2, the letters. Diana never found Diana was a compulsive letter writer. She kept copies of everything. In October 1996, she wrote predicting her own death. "My husband is planning an accident in my car." That letter became public, but it wasn't the only one. Diana wrote dozens in her final year. About the royal family, her relationships, what she knew. Page 2 allegedly listed specific letters Diana wanted destroyed. Not preserved. Destroyed. Because the information was too dangerous. Diana's former secretary confirmed Diana kept meticulous records as protection. But if Diana died, those letters became evidence. Evidence of conspiracies. Of betrayals. Page 2 named which letters had to disappear. After Diana's death, there was a scramble to find them. Burrell kept some. Others were seized by palace officials. The public has never seen most, because page 2 made sure we wouldn't. Page 3, the royal family. Exclusions. Diana's official will left everything to William and Harry. Standard, expected. But page 3 told a different story. Diana made specific exclusions. People deliberately chosen to receive nothing, and she explained why. Charles was obviously excluded, but sources claim page 3 listed other royal family members. One name allegedly, Prince Philip. Diana had a complicated relationship with Philip. By the 1990s, she believed he was orchestrating against her. She told friends she was afraid of him. Page 3 allegedly stated, "Prince Philip shall have no involvement in my son's upbringing." Strong language, specific exclusion. That page had to disappear, allowing that public would create permanent rift. It would confirm Diana's fears about Philip. Other names allegedly on page 3, certain courtiers, people Diana blamed for leaking stories. She named them, excluded them, explained why. That page couldn't exist. Page 4, the truth about her son's future. Diana's biggest fear was losing her sons to the royal machine. In her final years, she spoke about wanting William to refuse the throne, to have a choice, to live normally if he wanted. Page 4 allegedly contained Diana's true wishes for William and Harry, not the sanitized official version. Diana's friend Rosa Monckton revealed Diana wanted the boys to have options, to not be trapped. She talked about William giving up his succession. This was heresy to the palace. William is going to be king. No alternative. But Diana wanted to give him one. Page 4 supposedly outlined this. Instructions that William should be told at 18 he had a choice, that Diana's fortune would support him regardless, that she wanted him happy, not dutiful. The palace couldn't allow this. If William at 18 discovered his mother wanted him to refuse the throne, it could have destroyed the monarchy. So, page 4 disappeared, and William never knew. Page 5, the Dodi Al-Fayed revelations. Diana died with Dodi Al-Fayed. They dated 6 weeks. Official story, summer romance. Nothing serious, But Dodi's father claimed Diana and Dodi were engaged, that she was pregnant, planning to marry. The palace dismissed this as grief and fantasy, but page 5 might tell a different story. Diana drafted amendments in July 1997, just weeks before death, never formally executed. Diana died before signing, but they existed. Page 5 allegedly contained language about Dodi, not as husband, but as someone important, someone she trusted with information, someone she wanted involved in her son's lives. This would have been explosive. The amendments also mentioned Diana's desire to leave England permanently, to live in California or France with Dodi. This page couldn't exist. It would validate everything Dodi Al-Fayed claimed. It would prove Diana was planning future outside royal family. So the amendments disappeared. Page 36. The property. No one can find. Diana was extremely wealthy. Divorce settlement, $17 million, plus jewelry, property, investments. But page 6 allegedly referenced property never mentioned publicly. A safe deposit box in Paris. Diana rented it in 1996 under false name. Only Burrell knew what was in it. Documents, letters, photographs, recordings, Diana's insurance policy, evidence collected over years. Page 6 allegedly gave instructions for the box, when to open it, what to do with contents. After Diana's death, scrambled to find this box. French authorities contacted. Banks searched, never officially found, but sources claim it was located and emptied. By whom? British intelligence, palace officials. Contents never surfaced, either destroyed or someone still holding them. Page 6 would tell us the truth, where the box was, what was in it. But that page is gone, and so is Diana's evidence. Page 7. The charities. Palace blocked. Diana was patron of over 100 charities. AIDS organizations, landmine removal, homeless shelters, causes the palace considered controversial. The official will establish the Diana Memorial Fund, a safe charity the palace could control. But page 7 allegedly listed specific organizations Diana wanted funded. Organizations the palace would never approve. An AIDS hospice treating gay men, a landmine charity that criticized British arms sales, a homeless organization that was openly political. Page 7 named these with exact amounts. The Memorial Fund was established instead. Controlled by palace-appointed trustees, money went where palace wanted, not where Diana specified. Page 7 would have forced them to honor Diana's wishes. So it disappeared. The controversial charities got nothing, while the Memorial Fund spent millions on palace-approved causes. Everything. Page 8. The names she didn't trust. Diana knew she was being watched. Phones tapped, movements tracked. She told friends people in her household were reporting to palace. She was right. After death, revealed several staff were providing information to royal officials. Page 8 allegedly named these people. Staff members betraying her, royal officials she didn't trust. Specific names, specific accusations. This would have been devastating. Imagine if world learned Diana's own staff were spying, that palace was monitoring her, that she died knowing she was being betrayed. Page 8 would have exposed the surveillance operation, proved Diana's paranoia was justified. The names would have destroyed careers, so the page vanished. And the people Diana named continued their lives, protected by the institution. Page 9. The final confession letter. Diana wrote the famous letter predicting her death in October 1996. But that wasn't her only confession letter. Friends say she wrote multiple in her final year. Page 9 allegedly referenced a final confession letter, written August 1997, days before death. This letter supposedly contained Diana's complete story, everything she knew, everything she suspected, names of people she believed wanted her dead, details of threats received, evidence of plots uncovered. Diana gave this letter to someone for safekeeping. Instructions to release if anything happened. Page 9 would have confirmed this letter existed. After Diana's death, no such letter appeared. Destroyed? Still held by someone? Paul Burrell in 2008. Diana told me things, gave me things. I've kept them safe. Is he talking about this letter? If page 9 existed, we'd know. But the page is gone. And the letter, if it exists, remains hidden. Page 10. the evidence she left behind. Diana kept diaries, recorded conversations, saved letters. Everything was evidence. Page 10, the final missing page, allegedly served as an index. A master list of everything Diana had hidden: locations, descriptions, instructions. The Paris box was just one location. Diana had evidence scattered in multiple places, hidden with different people. Page 10 was the map to all of it. Which friend had which letters, which lawyer held which documents, which vault contained which recordings. After death, this page would have been invaluable. To her sons, their mother's complete truth. To investigators, roadmap to solving her death. But page 10 disappeared, and with it, locations of Diana's evidence. Some surfaced over years, but the complete picture? We'll never see it. Because page 10, the index to Diana's life and death, is gone. Someone made sure of that. The truth about the missing, 10 pages missing from Diana's will. 10 pages that would have changed everything. Instructions to Burrell never followed. Letters destroyed instead of preserved. Royal family exclusions with specific reasons. Her true wishes for William that contradicted palace plans. Evidence of Dodi relationship validating his father's claims. A safe deposit box never officially found. Charities she wanted funded that were ignored. Names of betrayers never exposed. A final confession letter that might still exist. And a master index that would solve everything. Each missing page was deliberately removed, because allowing them to exist would destroy the official story. Diana's will became public in limited form, sanitized, edited, controlled. The 10 missing pages contained her real final wishes, her real fears, her real plans, her real evidence. The palace couldn't allow that. Paul Burrell knows some of what was in them. He's hinted, teased, revealed fragments, but never told complete truth. Perhaps he's afraid, or protecting himself, because knowing what's in those pages makes him dangerous. 27 years later, Diana's complete will remains a mystery. 10 pages that would explain everything. 10 pages someone made sure we'd never see. The question is whether they still exist, hidden somewhere, kept safe, or destroyed completely, erased from history. Diana's missing will isn't just about money, it's about truth. What she knew, what she planned, what she wanted understood, and someone decided we shouldn't know, that Diana's final wishes should remain secret, forever,